What's going on, everyone? It's Johnny here with TraderX, and I just wanted to go ahead and make another quick recap of how my day went today. So as you guys can see from the thumbnail, it was another red day for me. I was down about $44, and yeah, I want to go into my trades and just break them down for you. So let's get started. As you can see from the monitor section, these are the trades I took at the time and the prices. And so the first trade was the one where I messed up. That one was like I made a big mistake here, and let me go ahead and explain to you what I did. So let me show you exactly where I got filled and where I sold. So let's see here, it should be applying it. I don't know why it's not, but we'll just go ahead and take a look anyway. So I did buy in originally right around 637 with a little over 2,000 shares to HUCA, and I got filled at a pretty bad spot in my opinion. So around 637 was right around this area here. On one of these pullbacks, I wanted to get filled when I really should have waited for a little bit more of a pullback. This little pullback shouldn't have been enough for me to send it, but I did. I sent it, got filled I believe at 125 up here. So it literally only pushed up 2 pennies into the green before it flushed down and flushed me out, right? I did a poor job of managing my risk on this trade, and I got filled at a bad spot. And rather than, try getting out once I wasn't comfortable with where I got in, I decided to hold it, and I paid the price. So this first trade alone put me down $115. That's pretty much almost my max stop. And for it to happen in one trade, that should not be happening. I should have for sure done a better job of managing my risk overall. So down 115 on this one, horrible start to the day. Got filled at a bad price. The stock where I got filled at, the reason why it's not the best price to be in at is it's at more of an overbought level, right? As you can tell from these indicators, the MACD and the RSI, right around 638, it's not, showing signs of it being like a very good deal at the time. It's most likely going to pull back, which it ended up doing, and it ended up flushing me out. I believe I ended up stopping out at 120, so that's a big trade. That's a big loss. So definitely need to work on that tomorrow. In terms of my other trades, once I was down, almost my max on this loss, I decided, you know what, if I do take another trade, I'm only going to take it if I see potential, and I'm only going to take it with a much smaller dollar amount because I need to manage my risk. And so I decided to take the next trade with $1,000, and that ended up being ticker symbol, let's see here, INDO, right? So right around 641 is when I bought in, and 643 I sold. I bought in at 528 and ended up selling at 538 10 seconds later. So this one wasn't obviously the greatest trade. So as we can see, this thing went ballistic, right? Had a 40% pop almost, and it's still showing signs of an uptrend. It's trading between the top and middle VWAP, although it should be very overextended. So I was not expecting it to move up like this. It would have obviously been nice to take part in that, but where I got filled was after this big, I was watching it around these lower levels. It popped up about what is this, like 15%, right? And I was gonna wait for a pullback to get in, which I did. So I waited for this thing to pull all the way back to where I felt comfortable getting in, and I was able to get in at around 527, so right around just a bit under the middle VWAP. And I did go ahead and set my stop at about like 2% on this one. It didn't end up filling me, and it ended up trying to push a little here, as you can see, but I just saw it struggling too much right around this area. As you can see here, the volume was dying out too, which isn't a good sign. So I decided to cut it rather than risk this trade going red on the day as well. So I barely made any profit on that. That was $17 with 1k, so 1.7%. Not the best trade at all, right? And you know, I missed out on all this, which is very unfortunate, but you know, you can't really ever tell when this stuff's gonna happen. I was just looking at other stocks that were trending up on the day, which kind of distracted me from this one the rest of the day. And so the last stock I traded was ticker symbol OCGN. So I got in at 651. This one was a bit of a longer trade, and I sold out at 724. So as we can see here, I ended up, so I saw this thing picking up right from the market. It took a nice little dip, but it did end up starting to make higher highs, higher lows, and it broke above the middle VWAP SMA line. So I saw it to be valuable, especially because it was one of the top gappers on the day. So if you go ahead and see the scanner, it's number 3 on the list. So lots of attention is being placed on that stock, and the volume is there. So as soon as I saw an opportunity for this thing to pull back, I felt comfortable getting in here, and I only did so with another 1,000 shares. I didn't want to have this be a day where I took another $2,500 trade and was down probably 150, 160 on the day. That's too big of a loss for me. The most I was going to give up was $30 on this trade, and it would have put me down around 125 to 130 range, which is more comfortable for me at least. And so when I got in around 395, in this big little drop it had here, I set a 3% stop. So my stop would have been right around 384. It obviously fell a little more, but ended up picking up a little more volume. You know, tried to cross the middle of VWAP, got rejected once, tried doing it again, got rejected twice, but it ultimately ended up picking up. The momentum was there, and I decided to sell it right around 417 range. So I got in at 395 in the middle of VWAPs, sold at 417. So this trade wasn't too bad, right? I was risking 3% to almost make double that. I ended up making, with 1K, $55, so 5.5% on this one trade. It obviously would have been nice to have been in it with 2,500, but you know, that's just not being realistic. And like I said, the reason why I didn't was it would have put me down too much on the day. So I got in at 395. The reason why I decided to sell it around these levels, I could have just continued to let it run, which it does look like it's gonna do. On the bigger time frames, I saw value on it, because when a stock normally gaps up like this and falls pre-market like this, it can typically find a support right around market open, and since there's lots of volume and the traders are there in the morning, it was able to start to bounce and recover, right? Bounce and recover. I identified at a resistance level around 416, and once it finally was able to break that, it did start to go. I could see this thing, there's another resistance level around the 440 to 450 range, but even if it breaks that, which is possible still on the day, it can gap up all the way up to past $5, right? And so I obviously could have just continued to ride the momentum, but around these levels, around the top VWAP, I personally found it to be more overbought, right? The MACD is starting to curl down, the RSI showing indications that it's a little more overbought. So I did my part once I saw this resistance to cut it around 417. 5.5% trade. I'm not going to complain over that. It's a good trade. But yeah, in the future, tomorrow, what I plan on doing different is with this stock that I felt was a terrible trade, I'm definitely going to avoid making the same mistake tomorrow, do my very best, because ultimately this trade alone ended up making me try to make back and recover profits on the day, right, rather than try to actually make some profit. I was just stuck the whole day trying to get myself out of this one trade that cost me so much money. So I'm ending down on the day around $44, and you guys can see where I bought and sold. One thing I do also want to make you guys aware about is the NASDAQ itself was selling off yesterday during President's Day. As you can see, it was making lower highs, lower lows. There was a support around this level that I identified was more of a critical point, and once it broke below it, it did have a nice little sell-off. But the market's actually been doing somewhat well and recovering today. most likely due to I still haven't gotten a chance to read around, but there are some articles about Omicron fading and stuff like that, so that may be why the market didn't react so negatively today. In terms of where it's at on the long term, it did finally curl up and break above this 180-day EMA line, but it's still not showing any indications of it recovering, right? Just because it had this nice little green day today doesn't really mean anything, because it's been getting rejected by the SMA line, making lower highs, lower lows, lower highs, lower lows. And if you guys remember my video from yesterday, that NQ overall on the past 3-year chart, it's still very overbought, right? And with Ukraine and all this news going out, there's still room for it to tank. So don't let this one green day think that it's finally reversing, and just be more on the defense is what I would say. But yeah, this has been my recap for the day, down about $44, and I look forward to seeing you guys all tomorrow. Take care and have the good rest of your day.